Hey everybody, welcome along to the first Shrewsbury Club Live. I'm Dave. It's great to have you along with us and see that we've got some people watching already, which is great. As you can see, I'm joined by two people. I'm about to be three, so it's great to have you along. Let's in fact, there's the third. Sam's just joining us, literally as we speak. So Sam and Tom, you guys have just been literally running a class on Facebook Live. So Tom, while Sam gets his breath, tell us a bit about what you've been up to.
Oh, that man doesn't need to get his breath. He's fine. He's an athlete. So we've been doing a private session for a group of people through Zoom, so through a format a bit like this where we can actually see them. So tonight's session was a core focused, so a core fit class. Sam led it tonight. We take it. One of us leads it, but actually what we've been doing is collaborating and doing like half and half throughout the classes, which is really quite cool and good fun for us. Keeps us on our toes, and the people we can see. And we can interact with them, so it's really quite nice. It's a great way of keeping connected.
Brilliant. Yeah, it's a good way to get the banter flowing as well. So we stop the class at the end, and we always leave a couple of minutes to just have a chat with everyone and get their spirits up with this lockdown and all.
Excellent. Well, that's the plan with tonight, really. So I'll come to Holly in a moment. But yeah, the plan is that we're going to be here. We're going to be here for about half an hour. We're going to chat through about some what it's like with exercising at home and a life in lockdown, etc. So great for those of you that are watching to just type in and send us some questions, and we'll try and deal with. I actually am not going to try and deal with them. Don't worry. The boys and Holly are going to try and deal with the questions. I'll just field the questions. But yeah, we'd love to hear your questions. We'd love to get your comments and feedback, and we'll take some of those as we go along. Need to just introduce Holly as well. Great to see you too as well. Holly, you're sort of just been having a fairly busy day. You've been telling us, how's lockdown life been for you so far?
Yeah, it's been fine. I can't say I've been doing a lot, but it's nice to just relax a little bit and do some things you wouldn't usually do. Lots of Netflix, but still working out, still doing our videos and stuff. And yeah, it's been fine, to be honest. Missing the faces though, missing everyone.
Yeah, I think we're all kind of missing the faces, and we're all missing the glow, aren't we? Favorite thing on Netflix at the moment, then? What's your favorite thing on Netflix?
There's have you heard of anyone heard of Too Hot to Handle?
Oh Lord.
Oh my God.
It's great.
I've heard Sam described as being
Holly,
too hot to
it's
handle,
it's amazing. It's amazing, Holly. I watch it every night. I watch it. This is one of those shows that I'm on my laptop at night working, pretending to work, and it's on in the background, and I'm like, oh, what is this? What is this? And I'm kind of, yeah, what is this? Like, watching over the laptop, and I get drawn into it, like, so. I'm fully aware of it, Holly. I could see the appeal, but yeah, not really my choice, but yeah. It's all good.
I can offer nothing into this conversation about Too Hot to Handle. So I think we're gonna kind of move it on maybe from there. So let's bring this. We want to talk a bit about what it's like for everybody stuck at home and trying to do their workouts. So Tom, let's start with you. What do you think are some of the things that people need to be aware of when they're working out from home?
I mean, it's been a tricky few weeks because of settling into routine. It's been so different for everybody. People who are still working, people who aren't, people with families, people with difficult situations with kids having to go to school with them still working. So really, I think routine has been thrown out the window, and it's about finding new routines that are just suitable at the moment. Initially, not trying to worry too much about achieving a huge amount other than some frequency, and what I think Sam was writing on his Instagram today about being consistent. So it's not necessarily about having to hit the biggest weights or do the biggest workout or the kind of greatest sort of session you've ever done. It's just doing something for the physical, the mental well-being of actually continuing that. And there's a lot to consider because there's so much out there that you can follow. I think a lot of people are liking the fact that the club is putting out videos with familiar faces, and myself and Sam have collaborated to kind of welcome some of my clients, some of Sam's, some people we didn't really communicate with particularly before that have come to join us. So it's that familiarity. I would say that it's important to go and look what else is out there and try something new. I'm always encouraging people to try new things, but come back to the people that were going to offer you some real advice, and don't be afraid to talk to people, to get in touch.
Yeah, I think it's really good, isn't it? I know we've certainly had some great feedback about the fact that we're putting out classes and the fact that people actually know the instructors. There's a bit of familiarity that I think people really like, and I know we've had some great feedback. What about some of the safety aspects, Sam? What do you think are the key things in terms of, because you're exercising on your own or maybe just with someone else in your household? Obviously, the instructor's not there. What are sort of the, give us a couple of like safety things that we need to be aware of, etc.
So first kind of thing you want to make sure is you have a decent space to work in. Obviously, you don't want to be doing a burpee and kicking a table. That kind of hurts. So that'll be the first thing. Just make sure you find yourself a decent room with a bit of space that, you can move sideways, forward, back, and all that kind of stuff. Sure. The other thing that I'd like to touch on is just, the type of workouts you do within the week are important as well. So you can't do HIIT every day, because if you do HIIT every day, you'll end up hurting yourself and, aching. And then the next week, it'll affect your training. So, you'll just ease off and you'll think, oh, I'm a bit sore today, shouldn't really do this. If you do HIIT and you say do a HIIT on Monday, different class Tuesday, HIIT Wednesday, different class Thursday, space it out a bit, you'll find yourself fresher, feeling more positive, and you're more likely to get, your workout done within the day.
Excellent.
That's all I want to say.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. That's great.
Yeah, I think touching on that, the space is really important, because we're so used to actually working in a gym in a confined space on a machine or on a treadmill or on a bike. But in the studio, yes, you've got other people around you, but you do move quite freely, and people may not be aware of how much they need to move forwards and back. So what he's saying is absolutely perfect. I think what we've done together is look at, we're offering we're doing 12 or 13 classes a week now. We don't expect people to do them all. It's about picking and choosing what works for you. And I think that is an important thing, is don't try and overdo it. Yes, we've got all this time perhaps on our hands, and it's just not overdoing it, like Sam said, with the HIIT stuff, and the same with anything, it's all about, a little bit of what you like plus a little bit of what's good for you.
Sure. Holly, you've done some classes for us. Tell us a bit about the classes that you've done in terms of that we've put out on the Shrewsbury Club Facebook page.
Yeah, sure. So we've got a good variety, I think, between all of us. You've got Michelle doing things like Pilates, me and Brad doing like HIIT kind of things. I think there's been a couple of instructors, like freelancers, on there as well. Simon's got some really good feedback from all his. It's nice to do something different, but we are going to try and get some Les Mills back as well, because I know people are missing those. Alvin's kind of helped me and Brad today figure out how to get the right music and what we can teach. So hopefully you'll be seeing some more of Les Mills creep back in as well.
Cool. Yeah, no, absolutely. We know that's a really popular class. So listen, I know we can see there's it's great. We're our numbers, the good news, guys, is what I can actually see is how many people are watching us, and that number's going up all the time. So clearly that's really encouraging. We're nearly up to 50 people watching us live, which is great. We'd love you to connect with us. So the way to do that is either in Facebook or YouTube. Just in the comments section, type in your questions. We'd love to take them, and then we'll answer them. Tia, we all know Tia. Everyone knows Tia in the club. She's watching along. She's sent a big hi. Stephen Chadwick, who's the manager of our club down at Homer Park, he's sort of sent his best wishes from the guys at Homer Park. So and we've got a question now that's come in. So here, what are you looking forward to doing most when the club reopens? So Holly, what about you? What are you looking forward to most when the club reopens?
I really miss the Stairmaster.
Right.
That's something you could do at home. Go climb the stairs. Have you got stairs at home?
More than Alvin.
You're
missing the Stairmaster more than Alvin.
Yes. I'm not a massive. I don't like running. I'm not very keen on cardio, and the Stairmaster was the one thing that got me to do it. So I'm missing that. I'm missing the classes because I need the competition. I need people around me to motivate me, and just the regular faces as well. Yeah.
Cool. Tom, what about you? What are you missing?
Well, I know Alv's missing the barbers being open based on that last video I saw. I think
Hey, listen, we're all there. I made sure that little band was above the top of my head, so that's why I'm okay.
No, listen. I genuinely the first couple of weeks, I was a little bit lost. I didn't really know what was going on, and I felt a bit of a. I was just reassessing what I was doing and what it was I was missing, and it's genuinely the connection with people. So this is a brilliant way of talking and seeing you guys. The Zoom classes that myself and Sam are doing a brilliant way of reconnecting with people who we see in classes normally, and staff as well. You know, a message on Facebook or a message is great, but actually seeing people is a good way, and that's something I really missed. So that kind of connection with staff, because we built up a good rapport over the last year, and with the members. You know, I've had lots of members get in touch, just not really to do business or not really to do anything in particular, but just to chat. And I think that's really nice. So I will look forward to that social aspect of what the club is all about. So personally, that's kind of one of the big things that I feel I look forward to. As well as Cake Fridays. That's good, isn't it, Sam?
Cake Friday.
Sam, I guess you're missing being sat on that stool just at the bar, kind of having your flat white drink between classes.
Chatting, the banter in the bar is unreal. You know, that hub's a great meeting place. You know, everyone walks past. You know, you always have a little chat, chuck your 2 cents in here and there, and it's like Tom said, the interaction that we actually have at the club is something I think a lot of people take for granted. You know, we're a club that's very welcoming. You know, everyone wants everyone to feel good in the club, and it's a very nice place to go. Sit down, chat, do your little bit of work, emphasize on the little bit of work, and then a lot of chatting. That's the thing I miss lately.
So a few more name checks then, a few more people coming in. So Dawn saying, hi gang, great to see your lovely faces, great motivation. Good to have you watching along, Dawn. Yeah, we're missing you too. Tammy's also saying, missing the gym, can't wait to go back when it's open again. We can't wait to be open again. We've got no idea yet when we're going to reopen, but we're working really hard to make sure we're ready for when we can. And Chris Gray, of course, everyone knows Chris. So Chris, can you believe it, has unfortunately fractured her ankle whilst we've been in lockdown. So
we didn't do that to her. That wasn't one of our hit sessions.
You can't say it's maybe that's the thing. Maybe because she's not in the club all the time. Yeah. But no, I hear she fell off a ladder. But Chris, we all send you our love and best wishes, and we hope you recover really quickly. And we can't wait to see you back in the club. So thanks for your message as well. I'm missing the question here. Now, here someone says, so here we go. In fact, let's talk about, we're going to come on to talk about wearable apps. So that was going to be one of the things we were going to talk about. And someone's texting a question saying, what motivates you more, working out with others or achieving your MEPs? Now, Holly, tell everybody a little bit about the MyZone belt, because you're a big fan of the MyZone, and that's where you record your MyZone effort points, which is what MEPs stand for. That's something you're really motivated by, isn't it?
Yeah, so I would say it's the same thing. I would say working out with others is the MyZone, because you can see everyone, what they're doing, how hard they're working, and you've got the leaderboard, so you can work your way up to be the best. Shout out to Kate Ball, by the way. She's got 9,000 and something MEPs this month. I don't know what she's doing. I know. Wow. I need to see, but it's really good because it motivates you. It gets you off the sofa and actually doing it, because you think, hang on a minute, I don't want to be beneath so and so, like I want to be at the top. So it's a good thing to invest in to get you actually working out, and so you can see how hard you're actually working, how many calories you've burnt. It's good.
That's the very reason we don't wear them, isn't it? So that you can't see how so you can't keep tabs on me. No, it's good. No, I get that. Personally, with it's very similar, isn't it? Using the wearable apps is very similar to I'm motivated by other people as well as my own, my own little desires to do whatever. I've put a pull-up bar up on my wall outside because I've missed using those bars that we have in the gym, in between clients or just as part of my training. So I've put one up there, and I'm now written myself a plan to do it, but I'm also copying a few guys in a WhatsApp group who are just pushing each other, and it's a nice thing to have that element of competition. That's not for everyone, I know, but I think the thing like Holly's saying with the wearable apps and trackable data is all is what it's all about, particularly when you're so much isolated like this. You can monitor how quick you're going with your Garmin or your even your phone, whatever it is. It's everywhere, isn't it?
I think that's the thing, isn't it? I think actually when we're all isolated and we're all separate, the fact that we can actually be connected, because we can link up. So I can see that Holly's done 4 times as much MEPS this month as me, but at least I kind of can see what others are doing. I think that does help you feel a bit more connected, and certainly, why my daughter and I have been having a race to try and see who can get to the 1,300, which is the minimum number you need to do every month. And so it just makes you connected with those other people that are doing it. Sam, from a PT's perspective, is it really helpful that to have wearable apps that you can then monitor with your clients and the people that are training with you to kind of be able to see what they're doing? Is that an important part of what you offer, having wearable apps for your clients?
Yeah, I mean, extremely, especially when you're looking a bit more into the science of working out and stuff like that. The MyZone belt especially is really helpful because it tracks what kind of percentage your heart rate is at the moment of your max. And there's certain zones you can get into that maximize, say, anaerobic benefits, which is your body's ability to not work with oxygen, or fat burning benefits and stuff like that. And so it's really helpful, especially in the gym, just to have a screen there and you can be like, oh, you're lacking a little bit, mate. Move a bit quicker, your heart rate's a bit low. It's really, really helpful.
Excellent.
Yeah, we get so we've had people share their, I think it's some MyZone stuff, but also the basic stuff off their Apple Watch and stuff from our sessions, haven't we? So people have shared their data to go, this is what I sent it to us, put it online to go, this is what I was doing in your session. So it's that kind of a bit of kudos for them, for us to go, oh yeah, well done, give it a like. But it's also that personal, I am achieving something because I can see. As people want to see results, don't they? And whether that's to do with heart rate or whether it's to do with weight loss or whatever it is, or speed of a run, measurable results over the future, aren't they?
I think that's it. I think getting feedback is really important. And I know the wellness app, the My Wellness system that we have in the gym has been really useful. And I know some people are continuing to be able to use that with the exercise at home. And actually, I think, Holly, we've been putting some classes and exercises on through the My Wellness app as well, haven't we?
I haven't really looked on the My Wellness app, to be honest. I think I saw Kieran's video on it. And he explained how to use it outside of the gym and stuff, didn't he? But
I think so. You can see that there's an exercise of the day that goes on there, I think, and so that's another way of people being kind of connected. I certainly think in lockdown, though, whether it be a MyZone belt, whether it be Apple or your Garmin or the My Wellness app, it's really useful to kind of have those to keep going. So and keep the motivation there. So I think that's really good. A few more shout outs as they come in. So Katie Coulthard, great to have you along and watching us, Katie. So she's saying hi guys, missing you all. She's been doing some Les meals, but it's not the same without you guys. So that's good to hear. And we'd agree, Katie. We'd agree, absolutely. And Helen Tompkins as well, saying she can't wait until the gym's open again. Only joined in February. Never been a member of a gym before, but she loves the club, thinks it's amazing, made a difference to my well-being. Stay safe. You stay safe too, Helen. Thanks for coming along. Liv's been on from reception. Liv, of course, couldn't resist. We knew we'd get a comment from her. So she's saying as long as we're above Mickey Brown on the MEPS, then that's all that matters, apparently. So it just shows the competitive spirit, doesn't it? Absolutely. So one of the things I think everyone's been struggling with a little bit is kind of like the whole remaining positive. So, I mean, guys, again, Tom and Sam, you're working with some of the people in the club and some of your own clients. I mean, are you finding that something that kind of trying to help people stay positive and to accept that it's not okay to be okay? Is that something that you're having to sort of face a bit at the moment? I mean, it's tough, isn't it? This whole situation is actually really tough.
Oh yeah, massively. I think, as I said to you, I was a bit lost for the first couple of weeks, not knowing really what I should be doing and how long it's going to go on for. And we're all in that same boat. Even speaking to you guys, so Holly, we were chatting just before, and it's like, how are you? And it's like one day to the next day, we all have mood swings and we all have times, and it is okay to not, perhaps be not productive. I think what I found with some people is that they are, trying to be super productive. They're trying to be homeschooling. They're trying to get all their workouts in. They're trying to be, keep their job alive if they're still working, or they're trying to work out how they're going to be furloughed and what happens. It's like this is unprecedented. We aren't supposed to be able to deal with it immediately, so it's all right to be uncertain. I've been doing some Instagram live discussions every Wednesday as a Wellbeing Wednesday. And this is with quite some quite high profile people, but also some local people. So actually these people are just very, very positive. And what I find is communicating with other positive people has helped me to then continue doing my job, which is essentially looking after people's well-being as well as fitness. So the clients I'm still dealing with from the gym and from outside of the gym, absolutely, we're dealing with issues of well-being and issues of mental health, and we're talking, not that I'm an expert in that, but I have the ability to communicate with them, and they're opening up to me, and I see it up and down every day, every week with everybody. I think we're all in a similar situation with it.
Yeah, defo. I mean, one thing that I've found has helped a lot of my clients. So just before the lockdown, I managed to develop an app where I can program and track people's nutrition on for my clients. So what I've found helped them a lot is setting little short-term goals for them to hit, just daily, weekly, stuff like that. So like, get out, do 6,000 steps on your walk today, stuff like that. And they'll tick it off. And then when you tick it off, you feel good. And it's just these little bits of, helping yourself feel motivation and stuff. Get a positive feel in there, it just keeps you going, and it's just one of those.
And I think the thing for those of us that are kind of can't work and therefore are pretty much stuck inside all day, it's making the most of that 1 hour that we get to do outside. I mean, Holly, you're right in the centre of town, I know. So I mean, what are the sort of things that you're trying to do to make the most out of the hour a day when you can go outside for exercise, etc.?
Yeah, it's good to get outside. It was really nice having that sunny weather that we had until recently.
Oh,
To be
yeah.
honest, I was sunbathing in the garden for much more than an hour a day. But there's lots of people running, there's lots of people cycling all through town, so lots of people are taking advantage of it, and I can see that on things like my zone as well. But it's nice to just I haven't lived in Shrewsbury all my life, so even just walking around town in all the little back alleys and stuff, just discovering new little bits of Shrewsbury, it's nice.
It's great. And Tom, what about you? I mean, you or one of you mentioned about kind of the food and nutrition side of it as well. I mean, it's kind of probably important to eat well right now, isn't it? As best you can.
Oh, yeah.
Sam that mentioned that. Actually, sorry.
Yeah,
Sam.
he did. Yeah, but I mean, it's something all of us deal with on a day-to-day basis on a personal level, but also with our clients. And myself, Sam, and Holly, obviously, we're talking to people all the time about advice, nutritional advice. And again, my approach to it is very honest. It's very simple. Looking at calorie counting, there's apps like Sam was talking about his own. There's also, some very well-known ones that you can get into that if you've got time to start looking a bit more in depth at that. And if you're not sure, it is just about asking people. So it's asking Sam, asking myself, contacting the club. But yeah, nutrition, I think it's really it's important. I'm trying to be a role model for my kids. I've got young kids, so I'm trying to show them that it is a tough time. It's a bit different because they understand that there's something going on because I'm here all the time and we're not taking them out anywhere. But equally, we're not really changing our routine. They are getting up at the same time, and we're eating together more. In fact, that's something that I've found has changed a little bit because we're eating at different times. I'm training at different times, so I have had to adjust my diet a little bit. So yeah, for everybody, nutrition is important for your health as well. So we're battling a virus, which essentially we need to make sure that we are giving ourselves and our bodies the best chance of not contracting it or being okay if we do get it. You aren't going to just fight it off with good nutrition, but if you can be active and you can be eating the right stuff that actually gives your body the nutrients it needs, then you're giving yourself the best chance, aren't you?
Sure.
Yeah.
I certainly think one of the things I've found is getting some routine into my day. So I've got a bit of consistency about getting up, walking the dog, then coming into work. I'm working pretty much full time from my laptop from at home. I mean, and you touched on it there, Tom. I mean, Sam, would you agree? Do you think like routine helps to kind of structure the day and makes that important while we kind of live in this strange kind of different life?
Yeah, I mean, routine is really important. I mean, when this is all over, you don't want to find it hard to get back into the routine you had previously. So if you can keep something similar, it's going to take a lot of the pressure off when, eventually Corona goes away and, we're back at work, stuff like that. At the moment, personally, my routine's a bit all over the place. I try to get up quite early, let the dog out for a wee, do other kinds of stuff like that, and just do little things, tick it off the list as we go along throughout the day. But yeah, it's definitely going to be important that, you find something to do early morning, midday, evening, and then just stick to it. Good for your mental health, probably good for your physical health as well if one of the things involves getting out.
Excellent. Well, we've got Got another comment in from Brian, so shout out to Brian. He's saying it's great to see us all. Good to have you watching as well, Brian, and keep up the good work. Finding it inspirational, and Brian's agreeing that we desperately need structure. So yeah, I think we're all kind of in agreement there. We said we'd do this for about half an hour, because I think that's long enough for people to watch along. So we're sort of coming towards the end of our time now. So I'm going to go back to a question that came in earlier from Rose. So we were talking about just being positive and about having routine, etc. So Rose was asking, what's the best thing in lockdown so far? So we'll start with you, Holly. What's the best thing for you been about lockdown?
Not having to set my alarm for 4:45 a.m.
You're supposed to do that. That's the routine. That's the routine.
It's amazing how many staff have told me that they don't miss the early shift alarm clocks. Okay, I got it. Tom, what about you?
Oh, listen, I've got a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. I've still got an early shift alarm clock. So, you know, these guys are honestly, because of that is probably I'm spending precious time with my kids as much as I'm trying to work, and I'm trying to juggle what's going to happen with my own business and my, how I operate in this virtual world. My time with the kids is brilliant. You know, we're fortunate, as Holly said, with the weather, so we can get outside. You know, what's the best thing so far? Yeah, just messing around on a trampoline with my kids. It's enjoying those simple things, which I'm not going to always get the time to do, because you know, I'll stick some videos on Instagram, some good somersaults and stuff. You know.
Brilliant. Well, we look forward to seeing those. We're gonna make you do that now. You realise?
Oh no, Tia will be judging me. Tia will judge me if I do. You know.
Yeah.
On my back.
Just block her.
I'm not sure you're going to get many marks for technical merit if you're. There we go. We'll have to see.
Hey, is this a challenge? It could be a challenge. I'm on it.
So, Sam, presumably for you, it's been about walking Glenn, is it not? Your dog.
Get him.
Last time we had a little get together last night to practice this, and Glenn came in at the end. So here's Glenn again. We couldn't finish the show without Glenn. So
my guy. Yeah, so I've been doing a lot of training with him, actually. So you can do a few things. You can sit, stay, spin, jump up, jump over, all sorts of stuff. He's getting there, aren't you?
Well, he's almost as versatile as you now, then, Sam. If he can do all those things,
The hardest thing that I'm trying to get him to do is open a beer. He just can't do it. Oh, why?
Excellent. Very good. Well, yeah, Brian's wondering where the rest of the dog is. I think he said you need to leave him a bit. Oh, there you go, Brian. There's the rest of it. It's not that big a dog. We worked that out last night.
Massive. Do you know how big Sam is? It's huge, Sam is.
Yeah.
That's an Alsatian. Sam's just like
excellent.
Massive.
I knew the moment we involved the dog, we'd start to lose viewers. That's exactly what's happened, you know. So maybe the odd dog lovers coming in, but as soon as the story goes around the dogs, we're losing a few people. But there we go. But yeah, shout out to Maria as well. She's saying she can't wait to come back to the gym and missing it. We can't wait for you either to be back there, Maria. Brian's come back in and updated us. He's emptied his wardrobes in the loft, but his problem is he's now running out of other things to do. So we'll try and put more stuff on live. We're trying to do more of these, Brian. So we're going to do another one next week. So come in and check out we're there. So final things then, Holly. We were just talking before we went live. So you're embarking on a course, aren't you? Doing some training about an antenatal and postnatal aqua. Where did that come from? So that'd be very difficult.
Always trying to get aqua teachers, aren't they? Always trying to get aqua teachers. Whatever it takes.
An antenatal and prenatal kind of course. So tell us, rescue me. Tell me a bit about those courses that you're doing.
So I've been doing a mummy fit class for a while, but just before we closed the gym, I did gain a couple of extra mummy fit classes. So to get me better and know more information about postnatal, prenatal, I've been very kindly put on a course that I complete. I'm sure probably before we even open. So yeah, that'll be good. Give me something to do and just make me better at the classes. Brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's been great to sign you up for that. So good luck with that. Tom and Sam, you obviously doing some of your classes online. So
yeah, we developed a nice little class format between us. Really, a little 33-minute blast. So it's not too much for people to achieve, but it's enough for it to be an intense workout. So we'll be looking at just developing some ideas. I think me and Sam get on well. We're having a bit of a bromance just before the coronavirus. So we've just carried on and thought it's nice just for other people to buzz off that positivity, really.
And you've got a bit of a great brand, haven't you? What's the brand you've called yourselves now going forward?
Yeah, well, it's not really. It's just under the radar at the minute. A little bit of me, he. So we're just me, Han, and he, and it's me and he fitness. It's quite with the 33. It's all clever marketing. That's what it's all about. But so I think I'm going to keep developing my personal training in a way that is online. That's whether it's an app like Sam's doing, that's a great way of him, but again, we're different trainers, so we communicate with our clients differently. I'm very much face to face on Zoom calling and FaceTiming a lot of people at the moment, so a lot of that's going to continue, but obviously I'd rather it be physically. We're in a space that we can go back to, and we can have like one person on one treadmill, a dog on the next treadmill, a person on the next treadmill, so everyone's 2 meters apart, and
Yeah, well, there's lots of work going on to try and make sure that we comply with the physical distancing and the social distancing rules when we're open. Let me assure you about that. So it's one of the things that I'm working flat out on at the moment for all our sites, but especially for Shrewsbury, and to make sure that we can get open as soon as we can. So whatever restrictions are put in place around social distancing and whatever we need to do from a cleanliness perspective to make sure everyone's protected, we're working really hard at that. So that's one of the things that I'm going to be doing over the next few days and weeks as we build up towards reopening.
Well, I think you should be proud of the staff. The proud of the staff before the lockdown. I mean, anyway, the place is known for its cleanliness. I've been around the industry a while in different clubs and stuff, but it is known for being that. And the staff were fab. Every one of them, I can't name them all. They were brilliant. It was just like everyone just got to it and really did everything they could to keep it open as long as we could. And I think we all appreciated that you guys helped us do that. And I think that's worth mentioning.
I've always been proud of the staff, Tom. Always been proud of the staff. So I continue to be so. And Sam, just tell us. So obviously we've put loads of classes online, which you can get on the Shrewsbury Club Facebook, where a lot of you are watching it now. Sam, you're doing some stuff on your own for us as well, but you're also doing some stuff on your own Facebook page. So I'll let you have a bit of a shout out about that as well before we go.
Oh yeah. So I've developed an app that allows me to program people individually with whatever equipment they have. It also allows me to track their nutrition, so I can set them daily targets to hit and stuff like that, just to keep them on track, really. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Brilliant. Well, we said we'd do this for half an hour. It's been great. We've gone on for 33 minutes. We'd better let people get back to watching their Netflix. What was it? Too Hot to Handle? Was that what it was?
Oh, what is it? He knew. Yeah, okay. He knew what it was. He knew what it was.
I had to write it down. I wrote it down. Honestly, I wrote it down to remember. There's one person I've missed. Shout out to Anastasia. So she's saying thanks for the chat. She's obviously enjoyed it. It's been great for you to come along as well. So I'd missed her earlier on. I think I've got everybody that commented in. So thanks ever so much for that. So I'll be back. I'll have 3 different guests next week at the same time around 7 o'clock. But Holly, Tom, and Sam, it's been great to have you along at the inaugural, the very first ever Shrewsbury Club Live. I hope you've. Thanks for being part of it. It's been great having you here. And thanks for coming along, and let's hope this lockdown doesn't go on for too much longer, and we can all get back together and have one of those beers and chats at the bar that Sam's been missing. But great to see you. Stay safe, everybody. Stay exercising. Stay in touch with us on social media, and we'll see you really soon. Bye for now.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.